Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Here we go. Let's do it, shall we? All right, so first off, let's just get this out of the way about the whole Scarlett Johansson whitewashing thing. All right? I'm going to speak on this once and that's about to be it. You know what? I'm going to zoom in here so you can see what I am looking at as well. Okay? So, Mamoru Oshii, his comments his comments to IGN about the whitewashing thing is as follows. He said, "What issue could there possibly be with casting her, Scarlett Johansson? The major, the major is a cyborg, and her physical form is an entirely assumed one. The name Mutoko and her current body are not her original name and body, so there's no basis for saying that an Asian actress must portray her. Even if her original body, presuming such a thing existed, were a Japanese one, that would still apply." And goes on to say, instead, Oshii says he's satisfied with Johansson's casting and that he would prefer the live-action adaptation to offer a new perspective on, the original manga. So, if borderline, if the man who was responsible for the film, that if it was not for that film, the 1995 film, if it were not for that film, this 2017 film would not exist. If the man Mamoru Oshii, if he doesn't give a fuck, I don't give a fuck. Okay. All right. Moving on. Jesus, my God, people can just spin arguments about that for days, driving me nuts. But let's go ahead and talk about Ghost in the Shell. Let me give some very brief insight into the anime Ghost in the Shell. I rewatched it yesterday before I saw the 2017 film, and I gotta say, I the first piece of imagery that I can remember seeing from the world of anime was Ghost in the Shell. And I, like, the very first piece of footage I ever saw from any anime was Ghost in the Shell. I remember seeing the sequence where, Mutoko, she's on the ledge of that building above the city, takes off her jacket, is totally naked, and, falls down the face of this building and becomes invisible. That image brought me into the world of anime, and it was so, like, startling and, like, intriguing and cryptic to me at the time. I was like, what the hell does this mean, And honestly, I think that Ghost in the Shell is one of the greatest anime films that I've ever seen, period. It's just an extraordinary piece of work. I think the anime is a 10 out of 10. It is so thought-provoking. Not exactly the most emotional film, but the emotional beats in it, however few there may be, they resonate, and it kind of stuns you. Some of the thought provoking ideas in the film are really, really, really startling, really eerie. And that's one thing that I think is missing from the live action version, is that I thought there were many moments within the anime that were genuinely eerie or haunting. For example, and if you don't know already, my reviews, they're kind of all over the place. But like this sequence right fucking here, when Mutoko, when she gets fucking obliterated towards the end of the film, of the anime film, she gets obliterated by the fucking a sniper rifle, or even before that, like before she gets obliterated. Actually, where's that scene with the right here, the sequence where Motoko, she's laying on the ground next to another robot torso that's got the puppet master in it. Batu's kind of kneeling above Motoko. But anyways, Motoko, right before she gets her fucking brains just smashed out, right? She starts like, she starts like hallucinating, and she sees feathers, and then she sees like an angel, right? And that sequence from the anime is so fucking eerie, and it is so thought provoking because I was like, wait a second, could it be possible for a cyborg, or just for just a complete machine being to have genuine hallucinations, or uh, see supernatural aspects in reality? Like, what the fuck? Could you imagine a robot with a full blown consciousness seeing something supernatural? Like, is that possible? You know what I'm saying? If a machine is just as alive as you or me, could that machine still witness something supernatural like a human, because it's just as alive as us? You know what I'm saying? Like, what the fuck? That sequence just blew my mind, right? And it was eerie. It was ominous, And then the sequence after that was creepy as shit. I thought, goddamn, when Motoko, she gets this new body, and the way that they reveal the body was fucking spooky. There's just like this fucking creepy ass shot, when they zoom in. You know what I'm saying? I thought the film switched to a horror film for a second at the end. It showed this creepy little girl, and that's Motoku's new body. And so, yeah, there's many moments like that I thought were genuinely just kind of spooky from the anime. That, those aspects aren't really in the live action version. But, so I thought that was a flaw. But, positive, the biggest positive, okay, from the live action version is the world building that is done in the live action version is extraordinary. Like, I'm just going to show you just some environment shots from the anime. Like, we have this here, beautiful art direction from the anime. What is something else? Do I have another shot of the of the environment? Maybe I don't. Maybe I don't. I thought I had more. Hold on a second. Let me see. Oh wait, no, I have a couple other ones. So there's this, another shot from the anime. Beautifully realized world. I think I have another shot here. Right? And then probably just show one more for good measure. Right? Now, in the live action version, the way that the live action version realized the world of Mamoru's fucking film is just mind blowing. Mind blowing. I mean, literally, I feel like they put more thought into the visual aesthetic of this world and people's clothing and suits and weaponry and things like that than anything else. I mean, like, the CGI regarding the environments, the world building, is completely fucking on point. I was stunned. I mean, this is literally the world of 1995's Ghost in the Shell brought to life. Okay, this is just astounding. Just astounding. I mean, they just did such a great job just bringing this fucking animation to film. Like, holy shit. Look at that. And it has a very one thing you'll hear a lot is that it has a very Blade Runner feel, which is, I would agree with. But man, and the environments even have a lot of times like a tactile feel to it a bit, to CGI. So they really went all the way the fuck in. Okay. And what they did with costumes and suits, like, I just thought was just bananas. Like, this fucking robot right here blew my mind. Like, my God. That, just look at that shit. Goddamn. It just, like the visuals. You know, where's okay, so I got a picture of Motoko and Batu here. You know, and like as far as the character goes, I thought they did a great job of making these actors seem reminiscent of the anime characters. Batu at first, like, you know, when he didn't have the thing with the eyes, when he didn't have this shit on his eyes right here, I was kind of like, this doesn't really feel like the anime character. But then when we get to this sequence, I was like, all right, good job. This feels more like the character. I think I would have liked him to have been a little bit more physically intimidating, like the anime version. But kind of a nitpick. But other than that, I thought they did fine once he had these in there and stretching onward. And they seem to have made his character's personality more warm and soft compared to the anime, in my personal opinion. I know there was one sequence especially that showcased this when I think Batu, ah, yeah, when he had this conversation with Toku in this car. Him and Scarlett Johansson are talking in his car, and Scarlett Johansson is like seeing things that aren't there, which I thought that was a fascinating aspect to this film. You know, her seeing like these fragmented memories, and she's not sure what that is. Is this like glitches, or is this like my actual past? You know, like who is myself? You know, which I didn't think was explored as well or as deeply as it should have been with the live action film. But hey, good scene between Scarlett Johansson and this character here. But I think that's where the positives stop, unfortunately. Again, in terms of adapting the world, the environments of the anime onto the silver screen, perfect. In terms of making the actors look like characters similar to the anime, perfect. Okay. And by the way, Clint Mansell's soundtrack is awesome. Okay, it is fantastic. I don't think that any song is better than, you know. By the way, I think it's probably inspired the Matrix, right? But you know, during the intro of the film, during the title cards to the anime, I mean, the intro to the anime, the title cards, we're seeing these numbers, and we see the birth of the major. Okay, the song that is playing in that anime, that song, there's no music in the live action version that is better than that fucking creepy yet epic, almost obnoxious, just fucking eargasmic song. Whatever that song is to the birth of the major in anime, that song is ridiculous. Okay, the first time I heard that shit, hearing like these strange drops, drum drops, if they even make sense in your ears, and like these female voices that are like, ah, I'm like, what the fuck? But that I love that song. It's like one of the greatest anime songs of all fucking time. So yeah, there is no song in the live action version that's better than that. But Clint Mansell's music, it's great. So visuals in any aspect, and the music in the live action Ghost in the Shell, fantastic. Everything else, I mean, look, let's take Scarlett Johansson, right? Like, I get that she's trying to play a robot, so a lot of her acting is is wooden, but sometimes it just caused awkward moments from her, performance-wise. One good example was she was in this nightclub, and she gets handcuffed to like a strip pole, you know, stripper's pole. And this guy's like, I guess, trying to rape her, or trying to kill her, or just trying to beat her up, or torture her, or fuck with her, whatever the fuck that guy was trying to do. I don't know what the fuck he was trying to do. Some greasy face bastard, literally. But he says something like, dance, dance, or some other character, whoever. They were like, dance, dance. And Scarlett Johansson was like, she said something like, I don't dance, and like this is epic like kick move, but like the line delivery there was just like it was a little bit it was a little bit awkward to tell you the truth. Um, what the hell? It's a little bit awkward. I know there was another time where she was about to do a deep dive. I think I actually have that image. She did a deep dive, or she did a dive, however they refer to it, um, into that robot, you know? And right before she did the dive, she was talking to Batu on the table, or it was somewhere around that sequence, I believe, and she said something like, "What are you sweating?" or "Why are you sweating?" She said something like that, and I remember just being like, "Was that supposed to be humor?" Because it just came off as awkward and cheesy. So yeah, those are kind of like two examples, but there's just moments like that sprinkled throughout the film where her performance was just a little bit awkward. This scene right here, though, again, this kind of falls into the visual positives, but still, visually, this scene was crazy when she did the dive and she like sinks like in the movie Get Out, and like this army of people are like trying to drag her down. She's like, no, but anyway, yeah. Also, the emotional beats that the live action film tried to hit never worked. Just never worked. Like, you know how in the anime, when she jumps on that big ass spider robot at the end of the film, and she's like tugging on the top of it, and her fucking muscles are ripping and bones are breaking. Like, when I was watching anime, I was like, no! Oh shit, no! Oh! When I was watching the movie, I was just like, the live action movie didn't do enough so that when we got to the same scene in the live action version, I didn't really feel anything. I was like, yeah, Scarlett Johansson she just snapped her shit up, but I didn't really feel emotional about it. And to me, that's bad execution of the plot. You know what I mean? So, or this woman right here. I thought that the relationship between this character and Scarlett Johansson was, it wasn't well executed, because when she died, you know, I didn't really feel anything. I didn't really feel emotional. I didn't feel like a tug on the feels. Nothing. So to me, that's bad plot execution. You know, because the movie is trying to make you feel something, and when she dies, but it's like the movie didn't do a good enough job with this emotional beats for me to have been hitting the feels when she gets shot by that annoying fucking character. Oh my god, the guy that shoots her was fucking weasel, man. That dude was fucking annoying as shit. But anyways, so yeah, the emotional beats don't work at all. I thought that the relationship between Batu and Motoko could have been done better in the live action film, personally. And well, I guess one other positive I can say is that I do like how there's so many things in the live action film that pay homage to the anime. Like, there are so many visual moments that are like complete recreations of the anime. Like, there is one moment. Let me see if I can't find it. Do I have it in here? Give me 1 second. I don't know if I'll be able to find it in time, because I always snapshot like a bazillion pictures. But either way, this moment right here. Let me see. This moment right here is a complete recreation of the exact same scene from the comic books. This guy here, the garbage man, who thinks he has a wife and shit when he really doesn't. It's just like these false memories, and he's like shooting all around him in the water, but Scarlett Johansson's invisible, and like, girl. By the way, shout out to fucking Scarlett Johansson in that fucking skin tight bodysuit, I suppose you can call it. I think in the anime she was just like naked, naked. But I mean, I guess technically speaking, we couldn't just have fucking Scarlett Johansson run around butt ass naked. Not that I would have mind. I thought that would have been rather extraordinary if you ask me. But yeah, yeah, I guess I can go that route. But my God, was she physically on point in this film? Jesus Christ, she was a good boy. Woo! But uh, what's something else? Oh yeah, like here's another thing. Like the anime, the ideas of the anime and how those are brought to the audience. Like I just thought it was better done in the anime, you know? To me, the anime and the live action film, it's like the live action film is like a Michael Jackson Intimidator, and the anime is Michael Jackson. And this 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 person intimidating, impersonating, I should say, the fucking Michael Jackson is it's never gonna be better than fucking Michael Jackson because it's Michael Jackson. You know what I'm saying? The live action version, sure, it looks great, sure, it sounds great, but it just doesn't have the full package of the anime. You know, it's not better than the anime, personally. And honestly, even I don't know. I don't see this film sort of getting like a ton of sequels, or I don't see a franchise starting from this film. I could be totally wrong, but even with a scene like this, I thought they missed out on a huge opportunity here, uh, because they could have got really deep here, and I feel like they didn't really do much. Like this whole kiss thing did not happen, if I remember correctly, from the live action film. This was in the trailer, which they cut out, which I don't know why, because that would have been really fascinating watching Scarlett Johansson sort of making out with this chick, or seeing her once or one other time, scenes later, to try to have some kind of emotional connection with someone, you know, or try to understand having an emotional connection or sexual connection or something like that. You could have got real deep in mindfuckery with that, but no, no, no. Just emotional beats, they missed the mark in the live action version. And another thing is that I feel like this live action version tries to be deep, but it doesn't. It isn't, I guess. Because in the anime, when I was done watching anime, I was like, God damn. I was like, yo, what does it mean to be human? You know what I'm saying? Like, could a machine ever actually be as real or alive as me? You know what I'm saying? Like, could there actually be a future where people are fucking part human, part machine? You know, they got like fucking mechanical arms and legs, but everything else is human. You know what I'm saying? Like it was blowing my mind, you know? Or even the puppet master from the anime, you know what I'm saying? This motherfucker was kind of born like Ultron in the Age of Ultron. It's like, god damn, could there actually be an entity like that, like artificial consciousness like that? Like she was blowing my mind. And in the film, the live action film doesn't really dive deep into those concepts at all, really. Is much more, the live action version is much more concerned with trying to get the visual aesthetic down. You know, it's not that it just doesn't dive too deep into those thought provoking ideas of the anime. To me personally, so I thought that was another huge flaw. By the way, the ending of this film with Scarlett Johansson falling down the face of the building, and they sort of recreate this shot, just didn't really, it didn't hit the way it was supposed to, you know. But like this live action version, it should have felt like when you left Inception, assuming that you loved Inception anyway. You know, because when you left Inception, assuming you loved it, you know, you felt like you were emotionally satisfied, and from an action perspective, you were satisfied, and from, you know, having your mind fucked for 2 hours, you know, that aspect, you were satisfied, you were throwing concepts and revelations that you were just like, whoa, 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 I never thought about, whoa. And Ghost in the Shell live action tried to do that, and I don't think it succeeds on those fronts. In fact, I thought that the live action version was, I thought the pacing was off. The anime, when the anime ended yesterday, I was like, God damn, like this movie flew by, boy. Woof, like the man, well, like what a rush, you know. But when the live action film ended, I was like, holy shit, I was almost starting to fall asleep in this bitch. like the sequence where Scarlett Johansson, when she goes to visit that woman, from like her past or whatever, that one Asian woman, and you know, Scarlett Johansson's like holding a cat before she goes inside that woman's apartment. Like during that sequence, I was almost like, oh shit, stay awake, Drell. Or Michael Pitt, his fucking character, because he plays that who I thought was he was kind of like seemingly puppet master ish. This guy. This scene, not only did I found this scene, I mean, this visual moment was kind of cool, but I found this scene not only to be boring and drawn out, but his performance was really awkward. Like, his line delivery, I thought was just weird. And he was just like, do you know, no, I don't know. His, that was a horrible impression. But his line delivery here and acting was weird. It was a bit awkward, personally. And the sequence at the end of the film where the two of them are laying next to each other like an anime, it just, you know, like when he got shot, I was like, see ya, bro. So, sorry for your head getting blown off. But, where are we at time-wise? Is this free? Oh, okay. But, yeah, I don't know. The way that his character was executed was weird. Again, his line delivery and acting I thought was a bit awkward and just kind of cheesy. Personally. Is there anything else left for me to say? Not really. Basically, even anime aside, there were some slow moments in this film, and it doesn't have that mind-fucking aspect of the anime in terms of the execution of its ideas. And, I don't know, it just doesn't feel that, deep, you know? It almost feels like the live-action version almost just feels like a big, I don't know, expensive music video, almost. Personally, I'm feeling like a 7 out of 10 for this live action version of the film. Again, visually, in any respect, in any aspect regarding the film, Jesus, they did a great job. Music, great. Everything else, I just thought was meh. You know, I thought was sufficient or average. You know, it was fine, but I didn't think that there was anything great about this film outside of those positives, you know. And the only other positive is that the way that this film pays tribute to the anime is pretty awesome. Pretty awesome. But, yeah, outside of those positives, the movie's just okay. So I'm feeling a 7 out of 10. I think I've said everything that I need to say, personally. Yeah, that's all I need to say. And if you have not seen the anime, oh my god, 10 out of 10. Fucking love it. Jesus Christ, the anime is just so perfect. You know, it's what an incredible film that is. But anyways, I've said everything I need to say. If I don't stop, I'm gonna just start rambling soon. So, what would you think about this live action adaptation? You know, did you love it? Did you hate it? Did it make you want to kill yourself? Did it make you want to run up a mountain filled with joy? Let me know down in that comment section down below. If you enjoyed this review, definitely make sure to smash that like button and subscribe as well. You know, I got kids to feed. And in the lower right hand corner of the screen, I really don't have any kids, you should see a little circular button. You can tap that to instantaneously subscribe. And I'm out. Huzzah.